Well, team fighting power can struggle a little bit with range into some of the champions on DN Freecs. We don't really have guaranteed lockdown for Ezreal, so Berserker can be a problem. Also playing into Skarner, Alistar, I do think that's a bit iffy. Because so Life tried to knock him back into his team as Dudu.
Oh, Dudu's in a lot of trouble. The exhaust getting some big value as the Ghost was used by Dudu, but no flash. Means he's still safe. Sponge did not have flash himself because he had to use it to get away from the Alistar, which means that the gank amounts to nothing.
Sponge does have Smite though, as does Pyosik though. I think Pyosik should get this. There it is, free grubs. That's the way the cookie crumbles, Valdez. No.
Well said.
Yeah, nothing there for DRX.
Flash, you're in a lot of trouble. Like, you might be able to set up something if your team...
Andel?
Yeah, he just flashed in place.
He also does not...
DRX?
Does not have
Are you okay?
Cookies.
Do you like chocolate chip cookies? Yes. Okay.
No!
Well, we got an engage here on a Dudu as everything's missing, but it doesn't matter. They still kill him, and first blood is finally had.
You know, only a single plate has been taken.
Yukao does have flash. Looks like Pyosik doesn't want to throw out an ult, just trying to bait a flash. Dudu, there were pings in the river, but he did not see them. He's dead again, and this time it is Teddy who picks up the kill in the top lane. Andil and Sponge there to get the kill.
Flashback, which is good. Could have had that up, but wasn't the case. It's Yukao.
Uh-oh, in a bit of trouble. You see the ult and trying to just peel for him, but he's just a Corki. The stun comes in and Yukao says, I'm dead. I'm not even gonna flash. No real reason to. Andil also gets caught in the crossfire. Sponge, he tried desperately to help them, but instead, this is DNF picking up 2 kills.
Something really silly. Quite thin, Valdez. And Yukao, unfortunately there, did not walk on the right side of that line.
He does walk the line very often, but this
that
time
was not it.
That's kind of important to the story.
There's only one good one.
But yeah, Challengers is great, so that team understands.
I'm not no bro anti, but it's blow it up as Bulldog.
Oh, this time right on the mark, and Bulldog just had no chance. It just came at him so quickly. It was pretty much a free kill, so nicely done by Sponge. It's been very proactive on the Sejuani, making the ganks happen. This time he gets another one.
That was a long amount of time on Dale.
He's just hanging out. Pyosik is also here, so he's going to get locked into the wall and the Impale. And again, Andil also has his flash, but doesn't bother to use it. That's becoming a theme in this game.
Yukao's going to get the topside turret. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's going to be feats going to DRX. Just... I want to see a team. I want to see a team fight. I've not been the biggest fan of how these two teams have moved around the map. I imagine that's what was spammed when we talked about the cookies. You know, G-Sun with Sunnies just eating a cookie.
Yeah. Probably.
Art still procs.
Wow, Life found a great angle here on a Yukao as the Impale does fly in a direction, but it wasn't the right one. Okay, now we're just TPing in to die. Dudu's just dead. And so maybe Life, he gets a 3-man knockup, but he can only live for so long. Meanwhile, Pyosik's like, why'd you knock him into me? I didn't want to fight that. As he's going to run away. Bulldog also on the run here. Hops the wall. Rich doesn't look like he'll follow up. So that's a good team fight for DRX at least, regardless of how it looked.
How does Life knock Yukao into his team and then somehow Yukao is just fine, flash. So like, so they use all their ults and then Dudu TPs!
Yeah.
Into 5 people!
By his entire team.
Well, the game's not over. But I do think that DRX is going to be feeling pretty good because the team fighting is amazing, right? And I do still think that the DN Freecs comp has a lot of power. Pressure in mid, then rotating into the enemy jungle, setting up Yukao safely for side. Yukao, by the way, is going to hit his 2-item power spike, and he's going to hit like a truck.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just Yukao either. I mean, he's hitting his 2-item power spike. So you got to find Yukao, but he's relatively safe. They have a very strong front line. There's just not a lot of value for her, I think, in this situation. As nice little knock-up, Andil going to throw out the ult just to try to survive, as now TP's coming in, but Andil's already dead. Life on the run. He is going to flash away, but the ult goes into Pyosik as he's desperately running away. from the woman with scissors as Rich is just running forward into all of them and doing incredible amounts of damage. The flash on in to secure the kill as well. Just the icing on the cookie.
By the end of it, Rich is fed. He's shredding people. DRX team fighting well against the world. I think pyosik has been fine, but his ultimates have also unfortunately not been it. As, you guys couldn't see the expression that Elvis made, but
yeah,
very funny.
Uh-oh. Bulldog on the run. The flash forward, of course, UCal's going to go for it. He's got Otacon as he picks up a kill. That will be his second of the contest. And that's what happens when you try to play up against a 1-3-1 and actually take fights when you're this far behind.
It'll be nice here, but the Dragon is something that's a future problem. You know, DN Freecs did pick up one Drake of their own, but it feels like they are, and this is something that kind of surprised me during LCK Cup as well. They feel like a team. You know, there's been games where Rich just ends up falling too far behind. There's games where Sponge just doesn't really get anything going. A full item and a half up.
Yeah.
All right, maybe UCal jumps into pyosik again. That's how they can win. I can see it.
Yeah, well, pyosik's going to jump into UCal, and there is the Impale, the equalizer over the top, but also the bullet time is going to do quite a number. Both of the supports are out of this one. Rich, though, is just so fed. He's going so deep for this. He takes him down, but that's a 1-for-1, and Berserker's full health. An angle for him to maybe get something going. It ends up being an equal trade between the two teams, but Berserker got like 900 gold from Rich. Eventually a Cloud Soul as well. Your scaling is fantastic. The Valkyrie in actually baits DNF into a fight that is not good for them. Rich going extremely deep, but this time he is able to get away with it as continuing to chase them down. Does go into Zhonya's, which ends up being totally fine. Little ult here. Bullet time comes in from Teddy, goes into the barrier. And he gets a bit low himself as Bulldog going in. There's the Impale on a UCal, but it is a debate once again. That's going to be another kill. No, they're all going so deep and getting taken down by Berserker once again. Looks like Bulldog did pick up the one kill.
It happened. So
after he re-engaged.
Yeah, Rich goes in, and then Teddy tries to look for the kill. A lot of resources just being invested here by DRX, and then UCal.
And it just doesn't matter. Like, yeah.
Until.
Uh-oh. We got a Rel in trouble. And yeah, it's just kind of free. The Impale is down, but it's kind of a broken play. You see Sponge as well in a lot of trouble. He's going to be taken down. DRX, what is happening? As DNF, they will take full advantage of this. As here comes the Skarner. No flashy Valkyrie's in because he doesn't have anywhere to go. It's a trade, but he only gets the Alistair.
Sponge is getting caught off guard. Rich is very strong.
He's
very scary,
right?
as is Teddy.
Yeah.
They have to. Yeah, they can't do this.
He's gonna send
damage.
And Bulldog's just dead. Okay.
Berserker
is tanking the Baron as a true shot barrage hits the Otacon pit.
Don't do that to him.
Oh yeah.
they barely got the cancel because of the shit.
Okay. Well, he did go through the wall quite a lot, but I think he's just dead. All right. Well, they killed pyosik. So the joy of DNF was very short-lived.
What a game! So when UCal goes in,
he is the strongest.
Exactly.
Right? Well, we got a little engage onto Rumble, as Dudu's actually pretty tanky. He's got a lot of health. And it's not going to amount to too much. Berserker just okay, gonna Arcane Shift over the wall. There goes both the sums. As now the Impale comes in, but it's not quite okay. They're gonna actually take out Rich. They get the Gwen. I didn't even realize that Gwen was in there. UCal Valkyrieing in once again, as he will have to flash away from that. Berserker, he wants more, but they're gonna hold him back for now.
You can only make jokes so many times.
You can keep on saying that, Chronicler.
Before it's not funny anymore. Look at Berserker. Get him a team. He's 6-0 and 6. He came from LTA.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He went into the, the time chamber. He got much stronger. He came back. And now they're really putting him to the test.
Yeah, they are.
Life wants blood. He wants more.
DRX, this is good. 1-4. Keep UCal safe.
Engage onto Skarner. And they're going to get the flash. And there goes UCal, and he's going to take him out. But will he survive? It looks like yes, he absolutely will. Just shreds two of them to pieces. Even Bulldog goes down as well. It looks like finally it's paid off for UCal. A Penta in the works if he can get over there, but it's not going to happen. Teddy takes the kill. Dudu also goes down. It's an ace. And finally, we will have a winner of this game. But truly, it was the viewers of this game that win this one. It's down look at the Nexus. DRX win in 36 minutes. And it's a clean 1-0. Nothing to see.
These were some of the best highlights from today's matchup. Which moment was your favorite? Let me know in the comment section below. This is OP, and I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.